Happy New Year! I hope you had a wonderfully refreshing break. At this time of year, there's a preponderance of predictions about what the new year will bring. So I thought I'd summarise the handful that I've seen that are most pertinent and insightful. The first is that 2015 is likely to see continuation of very divergent global economic growth. On the one hand, the US is growing more strongly than expected, and in fact, the third quarter GDP numbers released just before Christmas surprised many, with the US growing at 5%, the fastest rate in 11 years. This contrasts with very weak conditions in Europe, where deflation is a realistic prospect. China is also likely to see slower growth, with 5 to 6% probably all that's achievable. Having said this, lower commodity prices are likely to be quite stimulatory for the Chinese, and there continues to be reform efforts in that economy which look promising. When you think about the size of the US and the Chinese economy both growing at that 5 to 6% rate, it really does make the fact that Greece and Spain and other European economies are likely to slip back into recession pale into insignificance for us as investors, albeit that there's tragic consequences for the citizens of those countries. One of the interesting things in 2015 will be to see what the tech giants are doing. Fortune magazine named Larry Page, Google's CEO, their business person of the year for 2014, partly because of the investments that they're making outside their core search business. The company describes these as moonshots, things that may seem like science fiction, but could have far-reaching implications. One of these is Project Loon. The idea is to build a network of balloons that float in a stratosphere 60,000 feet above the Earth that deliver high-speed internet to remote locations. These look to be promising, being able to stay afloat for up to 100 days and deliver internet at speeds of 10 megabits per second at the moment. These could genuinely be a very low-cost alternative to satellites. Interestingly, Google's not the only tech company that's making investments in this area, and in fact, they outbid Facebook during the last 12 months to purchase Titan Aerospace, which is the manufacturer of solar-powered drones, again with the idea of having them aloft for extended periods of time, in the case of these solar-powered drones up to 5 years at a time, delivering high-speed internet. Obviously, Facebook and Google and others are looking to expand the consumers of their products, but I think if you saw more and more people able to access the internet at low cost, it does have far-reaching implications for development and commerce. The biggest risk I see for investors this year is volatility fatigue. We're entering our 8th year in the shadow of the global financial crisis, and with some of the fiscal and structural problems that caused the crisis still unresolved, there's likely to be a continuation of the whipsawing of markets up and down. And when you've had volatility at this sustained high level for such a long period of time, the risk is, as investors, there's one incident that just breaks the camel's back, if you like, and makes us want to hide out in safer assets. Our job as investors is to try and filter out this noise to see the longer term, bigger picture, and as your advisors, help you remain committed to acting on your long-term plan rather than just being reactive to short-term market conditions. So we very much look forward to working with you in 2015 and being part of that roller coaster that is being an investor.